Good morning, 6th grade. Welcome to today's lesson. We are in Unit 18, Lesson 2, page 102 and 103. This is page 102. I will read and you repeat. Look, the deans are here. Let's tell them about the Purple Emperor. There's a purple emperor near the river. That's amazing. Let's go and see. You're right. It's beautiful. Shh. The purple emperor butterfly doesn't like people. Let's go back to the barbecue. So where is Kathy in this story? Well, this is Kathy. And who are the deans? Who are the deans? The deans are the famous television celebrities. Remember, the famous television celebrities came to the picnic or barbecue. So this is Dean, the deans. Their names are Daniel and Miranda Dean. Dean is their last name. They are famous television celebrities. So the deans are here. What do the kids want to tell the deans about? They want to tell them about the Purple Emperor. What's the Purple Emperor? Remember, the Purple Emperor is this butterfly. Purple Emperor is a type of butterfly. It is purple. Repeat after me, butterfly. So the kids say they want to tell, or another way would be say, but we use the word tell here. Where is the Purple Emperor? She says it's near the river. Not far, near the river. Repeat after me, near the river. The deans say, that's amazing. And then they say, let's go and see. If we say two verbs in the same sentence, we use and in between. For example, I eat and drink. She reads and writes. Let's go and see. So here is Daniel Dean, and here he is again. Why does he say shh? He says shh because the butterfly doesn't like people. What does this mean? Well, doesn't like, doesn't is short for does not like. So you know the word like, I could say, what food do you like? What books do you like? What TV shows do you like? Like means you enjoy, it is special. Does not like is present tense, and it means not like. Repeat after me, does not like, or doesn't like. Doesn't like. In past tense, we would say didn't like. In present tense, we say doesn't like. In future tense, we say will not like or won't like. Okay, so present tense, doesn't like. Repeat after me, doesn't like. Past tense, didn't like. Future tense, won't like. Won't like. So the butterfly doesn't like people. Then where do they go? They go back to the barbecue. Back would be a way of saying like return, like exhibiting. They went back, they returned to the barbecue. Repeat after me. Let's go back to the barbecue. Remember, we have this word let's. Let's is short for let us. If you have an idea, something you want to do, a kind way is to say let's. Let's eat. Let's read. Let's call our friend. Instead of saying eat, read, do this, do that, we say let's because it's kind and nice. Repeat after me, let's. So we have let's here. Let's go. We always say it before another verb. Let's go, let's eat, let's read, let's listen. Okay, where is the other let's in this story? Well, he says let's right here. Let's tell them about the Purple Emperor. When we have class, I could say, let's play a game. I could say, let's be quiet. I could say, let's listen. Let's study. I could say, let's go. Okay, so let's is always followed by another verb like tell or go, and it means a nice way of saying, I want us to do this. Okay, now I will say, and you point to what I said. Let's tell them about the Purple Emperor. Here it is. Let's tell them about the Purple Emperor. That's amazing. Let's go and see. Here it is. That's amazing. Let's go and see. Shh. The Purple Emperor butterfly doesn't like people. Let's go back to the barbecue. Here it is. Look, the Deans are here. Here it is. You're right, it's beautiful. Here it is. There's a Purple Emperor near the river. Here it is. Very good. Okay, let's look at some questions. What did they see by the river? Well, if you look in your book, they see a butterfly. It is a Purple Emperor butterfly. What does Purple Emperor mean? What does Purple Emperor mean? Purple Emperor is a type of butterfly. A type of butterfly. There are many different kinds, some with orange, some are small, some are big. So this is a Purple Emperor butterfly. Number 3, why do they need to be quiet? They need to be quiet because, if you remember, the Purple Emperor butterfly doesn't like people. Number 4, where are they? If you said Burton Wood, you're right, they're in Burton Wood. They're in a forest. There are trees around them. They are at a barbecue. And number 5, can you find all 5 contractions? Okay, so a contraction is when we have a word with another word. Let's is a contraction because we have 2 words. Let us, we make it 1 word. You can tell it's a contraction because we always put a little symbol right here. Do you see that? Let me make it bigger. So we always put a little apostrophe right here to say, oh, we're missing some letters. We just made this short. So I could remove it and say let us, or I can say let's. Another one is we could say I will, or we could say, we could remove these letters and say I'll. We could say will not. So I can remove all these letters and say won't. Won't. Okay, so you can tell it's a contraction if there's a little apostrophe. So there are 5 contractions in this story. Can you find all 5? Okay, so you can pause it and find all of them. I can show you. The first one is let's. Let's. And it's short for let us. It's right here. There's another let's, that's down here. That's another contraction. Let's is short for let us. This is a contraction. We say your, but it is actually short for you are. So I could say you are right, but here they make it a contraction and just say your. Your. All right, do you see the next one? The next one is here, that's. That's. That's is short for that is. So we could say that is amazing. That's good English. Or you can sound like a native speaker, like an American, and say that's. That's. Repeat after me. Your. That's. Okay, so there's one more, and then there's one that's a little tricky. So this is the last one. Theirs. Theirs is short for there is. So we could say there is a purple emperor, or there's a purple emperor. Repeat after me. Theirs. Repeat after me. Let's. Your. That's. Theirs. These are all contractions. Now the tricky one is this one. So you see there's an apostrophe in the word deans. Deans. Now this is tricky. It's not a contraction. It's not a shortened version. We use an apostrophe if we're talking about a last name. So for example, my last name is Stoltzfus. Now, if me and my sister and my brother go somewhere, they could say the Stoltzfuses are here. So if there's more than one, we need to say that it's plural, okay? So remember, when we make something plural, more than one, we add an S. But for last names, we add an S and an apostrophe. Okay? So you would say Stoltzfuses. In this example, you say Deans. Okay, so we have the last name is Dean. They came to the party, and we need to say there's more than one, so we say the Deans are here. The Deans are here. So this is not a contraction, it's just something we do for plural last names. Very good. So I'll clear this. Those are contractions. Now let's look at page 103. On page 103, we see in part 2, it says, write sentences about the children in the story. Use the expressions in the box. So all of these words can be used in sentences. So let's try to make a few. The example here says, Kathy has got a mobile phone. Now we're going to make some sentences using all of these words. So if we say have got, this means have or own. I have got a phone. You have got a computer. We use have for I and you, we, they. We use has for he, she, it, or a name. So what could we say with this first sentence? We want to use these words, have got a. So we start with the subject. We could say, let's talk about Kathy. But we will use the word you. What is something that Kathy has? What is she wearing? A red shirt. So we could say, you have got a red shirt. You have got a red shirt. Now we want to use has got a. So we could talk about Daniel Dean. So let's start with the subject. Daniel Dean has got a, what does he have? Maybe we could talk about what he's wearing. Or what does he have on his finger? He has a ring. So we could say Daniel Dean has got a ring. Now, when we say like, you know this word like, but if we say like having, we're talking about an occasion. For example, like having a party. I like having a party. You like having a birthday. What could we say about this group? What do they like having? They like having a barbecue. They like having a barbecue. So we say like having about an occasion, like a barbecue, picnic, birthday, holiday. We use like if we're talking about an item. So what is something that Kathy likes? What is the animal by the river? It's a butterfly, so we could say Kathy likes butterflies. So Kathy is the subject, likes is the verb. We have an S on the end because we're talking about Kathy. If we were saying I, you, we, or they, we would not have an S. But because we're using a name, we add an S. Kathy likes butterflies. Now, when do we use this word, but? We use this word if we say something and then we want to say something a little different. For example, I like animals. True, I like animals, but I want to add some information. But I don't like spiders. I like animals, but I don't like spiders. Another example could be, I like butterflies, but I I don't like to touch them. Or I like barbecues, but I don't like barbecues in the rain. So what's a sentence that we could make about these people? We could say they like butterflies, but butterflies don't like people. They like butterflies, but butterflies don't like people. Do you see how we use this word but? Because we're saying, here's information, here's some information that you also need to know. And this says doesn't like. Remember, doesn't is a contraction. It's short for does not. What is something that they don't like? What about the butterfly? The butterfly doesn't like people. Repeat after me. You have got a red shirt. Daniel Dean has got a ring. They like having a barbecue. Kathy likes butterflies. They like butterflies, but butterflies don't like people. The butterfly doesn't like people. So you can practice making some sentences on your own using these words. Has got, have got, like having, okay? Part 3, in your notebook, complete the sentences about yourself, your family, and your friends. So you can do this for homework. You will talk about things that you like or things that you did. For example, yesterday I studied courage. So because it happened in the past, I will use the past tense verb studied. Remember, for a verb, to make it past, we add ed. Next, I could say, last week my mother cooked food. Now I want to say something I didn't do. Yesterday, I didn't go outside. Remember, if we're using didn't, then we don't use a past tense verb. Didn't go. Go is present tense. Didn't is past tense. So if I want to say something that I did, yes, yesterday, then I make the verb past tense. But if I'm saying I didn't do it, I say didn't, which is past tense, and go, which is present tense. I didn't go outside. Then I could say last week, my sister didn't call me on the phone. So again, didn't is past tense, call is present tense. But this is about something that happened yesterday. All right, then ask a question. Did you eat good food last week? Did you do your homework last week? In a question, just like in a sentence with didn't, we use a present tense verb because did is in the past. Did you go to the park? Past tense did, present tense go to the park. Then make 2 sentences about some items in your house. For example, there are some, because it's are, we know it has to be plural, so it can't be something that's singular. There are some muffins in my freezer. That is true. I could say there is some water in my water bottle. Okay, so remember, use are for plural, muffins. Use is for singular non-count, like water, juice, ice cream, something you can't count, rice. Okay, so you can finish this for homework. Now let's make a few more sentences using these words. And. Remember, we use but if we're saying a piece of information, but we want to add something to it that's a little different. We use and if we're saying two pieces of information, or if we're saying two verbs. For example, in the story, they say, let's go and see. Okay, this is a good use of and. We use it between two verbs. Doesn't like. We did this one with the butterfly. Doesn't like. Now this word says or. What does or mean? Okay, so we know that but means here's this information, something's a little different. I love animals, but I don't like spiders. I love animals and I love nature. Okay, so or means could be this way or could be this way. I like picnics or the mall. It means both are the same. One more time. But means this is true, also I need to add this information. And means this is true and this is true. Or means this is true and this is true and both are good. For example, we go to the park or the beach. We go to the park or the beach. Either one. We're not saying both, we go to the park and the beach. No, we can't do both. We're saying this or this. So if this helps you remember, think of but is adding some information, and is two equal pieces of information, or means this is good or this is good. We will do this or this, okay? And then we have the word likes. Remember, we add an S to the verb like if we're saying he, she, it, or a name. For example, the butterfly likes Burton Wood. If I say I like Burton Wood, I would not have an S. I would say I like Burton Wood. But we're talking about it, the butterfly. So we say the butterfly likes Burton Wood. Okay, good job. I hope you understand everything. We will talk about it more tomorrow. We will have live class tomorrow and our last video lesson. For homework, you can do Unit 18, Lesson 2, page 74. In part 1, you will complete these sentences from the story. In part 2, you will create sentences from these words. Do your best and send me your homework. Keep working hard, and thank you for joining me today. Goodbye, everyone.